In an age where conversations often feel shallow, driven by fleeting emotions and superficial validation, there lies an opportunity for men who seek more, a chance to elevate themselves by mastering a timeless art, the art of meaningful dialogue. This isn't just about impressing women. It's about embodying the virtues of ancient Stoic philosophy, a path towards self-mastery and inner strength that radiates outward in every interaction. True high-value men don't just talk. They convey something deeper, something rare. Modern dating is rife with emotional turbulence, quick judgments, and unspoken power dynamics. Yet, those who practice Stoicism, the ancient discipline of rational thought, composure, and control, navigate this chaotic landscape with grace. They understand that meaningful conversations aren't built on hollow charm or desperate attempts to be liked, but on calm confidence, thoughtful presence, and a commitment to inner balance. Today, we're diving into what it truly means to talk like a high-value man. A man rooted in purpose, unfazed by rejection, and guided by philosophical principles that have stood the test of time. This is about more than communication. It's about cultivating a mindset that shapes not only how you interact with others, but how you carry yourself in life. Stick with me, and you'll learn practical strategies derived from Stoicism. Principles that will make you not just the man who gets noticed, but the man who commands respect and admiration effortlessly. By the end of this, you won't just walk away with tips to talk to women. You'll gain tools to live as a stronger, wiser, more grounded man, one whose confidence stems not from outward approval but from inner clarity. Ready to transcend the noise of modern dating? Let's begin. 1. Calm confidence in conversations. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, calmness is not merely a reaction. It is a deliberate state of being, cultivated through discipline and self-awareness. When it comes to conversations, especially with women, this principle becomes crucial. A high-value man understands that emotional control is his greatest strength, setting him apart in a world where reactions are often driven by impulse and insecurity. Calm confidence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. It's about standing firm in your sense of self, unaffected by external chaos. Women, whether consciously or subconsciously, are drawn to emotional stability. In an era where anxiety, drama, and overexposure to constant stimulation dominate daily life, a man who can remain composed offers something rare, a sense of security and strength. When you engage in conversation, don't allow yourself to be swayed by momentary emotions. Whether she's testing your patience with teasing remarks or steering the dialogue into uncharted territory, remain centered. Your ability to keep your cool in such moments demonstrates more than confidence. It reveals depth, self-mastery, and resilience. Imagine a situation where a comment could easily unsettle most men, perhaps a playful jab or an awkward silence. Instead of reacting hastily or defensively, you pause, reflect, and respond with measured calmness. This simple act tells her something profound. You are not a man controlled by the ebb and flow of fleeting emotions. You are grounded. You are present. You are someone who can handle pressure without faltering. Stoicism teaches us that composure in the face of uncertainty is the hallmark of true strength. When engaging in conversations, resist the urge to explain yourself excessively or justify your actions at every turn. Such behavior signals a lack of confidence. Instead, breathe, maintain eye contact, and let your responses come from a place of clarity and control. The less you react to provocations, the more weight your words carry. In a world filled with noise, calm confidence speaks louder than anything else. This is how you set yourself apart, not by trying to dominate a conversation, but by mastering yourself in the midst of it. 2. Speaking with purpose. In a world where conversations are often saturated with empty words and endless chatter, speaking with purpose becomes a mark of distinction. High-value men, grounded in Stoic philosophy, understand that their words carry weight only when used with intention. They do not speak to fill silence or to seek approval. They speak when there is something meaningful to say. This deliberate approach to communication sets them apart from the masses, who too often ramble in an attempt to keep attention. Speaking with purpose means that every word serves a function. It is about clarity, brevity, and depth. When you speak, aim to add value to the conversation rather than to impress or entertain. This doesn't mean being overly serious or mechanical. It means being thoughtful and measured in your dialogue. Women appreciate men who don't rely on shallow compliments or predictable lines, but instead engage with authenticity and curiosity. Rather than rehearsing tired phrases, offer something genuine, something that invites reflection or sparks intrigue. Consider this. Instead of blurting out a generic compliment like, "You're beautiful," shift your focus toward what truly matters. Offer something insightful, such as, "I really admire the way you view things. It's refreshing." This approach shows that you're paying attention to more than just appearances. You're interested in who she is, not merely how she looks. In doing so, you create space for a deeper connection, one built on mutual respect and genuine engagement. A high-value man also recognizes the power of silence. He doesn't feel the need to fill every pause with words. Silence, when used skillfully, conveys confidence. It demonstrates that you are comfortable with yourself and do not require constant validation. Stoicism teaches us that restraint in speech reflects mastery of the self. By speaking less and listening more, you not only project calm assurance, but also show that you value the thoughts of the other person. This rare quality is magnetic in a world where most people are eager to be heard but rarely take the time to truly listen. Next time you find yourself in a conversation, practice speaking with intention. Let your words be precise, meaningful, and purposeful. Embrace silence when it arises, allowing it to work in your favor. Over time, you'll notice that by saying less but with greater purpose, your presence in any dialogue becomes far more compelling. 3. Emotional detachment. One of the greatest lessons of Stoicism is the ability to detach from outcomes and remain unaffected by external circumstances. When it comes to dating, this principle becomes a powerful tool that high-value men use to maintain their inner balance. Emotional detachment doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means refusing to allow rejection or external validation to define your sense of worth. Most men fear rejection because they tie their self-esteem to how they are perceived by others. High-value men, on the other hand, understand that rejection is simply part of life, not a measure of personal value. In today's world, where social media and external approval dominate, emotional detachment is rare and highly attractive. A man who isn't fazed by rejection signals emotional strength. Women can sense when a man is overly invested in gaining their approval, and it often leads to a loss of respect. However, when you remain composed after being turned down, you project a quiet confidence that's hard to ignore. You communicate a message, "I am whole," regardless of your interest or lack thereof. This mindset not only sets you apart, but also draws others toward you because you are self-assured and independent. Imagine a scenario where a woman shows disinterest or even criticizes you. Instead of reacting defensively or with frustration, you simply smile, acknowledge her perspective, and move on without hesitation. This calm response demonstrates that you don't cling to outcomes. You're in control of your emotions, not controlled by them. It's not about pretending not to care. It's about genuinely understanding that one interaction, one person's opinion, or one rejection cannot shake your foundation. Stoicism teaches us that clinging to things outside our control, whether it's people's opinions or specific outcomes, leads to unnecessary suffering. High-value men internalize this wisdom and apply it in every social interaction. They know that emotional detachment isn't about avoiding connections, but about remaining steadfast in their sense of self. When a man demonstrates that his confidence comes from within and not from external approval, it commands respect and curiosity. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are grounded, men who exude a quiet, unwavering assurance. The next time you face rejection or a less-than-ideal outcome, remind yourself of this. You are not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to it. Detach from the need to win every interaction or gain everyone's approval. In doing so, you'll not only protect your emotional well-being, but also cultivate the kind of inner strength that Stoicism champions, a strength that makes you stand out in a world full of emotionally reactive individuals. 4. Maintaining composure in any situation. In Stoic philosophy, composure is the cornerstone of inner strength. It's the ability to remain steady amidst chaos, to resist the pull of emotional turbulence, and to act with deliberate clarity. High-value men embody this principle, especially in conversations and interactions where tensions can run high. Maintaining composure isn't just a tactic, it's a reflection of a well-trained mind, one that prioritizes reason over impulse. When emotions flare, most people react without thinking, often escalating the situation and losing control. High-value men understand that true power lies in remaining calm, no matter the external pressure. Women, whether consciously or subconsciously, test men to gauge their emotional stability. They want to know if the man they're speaking to can remain grounded when challenged. This isn't about manipulation. It's an instinctual search for strength and reliability. When you respond to provocations with calm composure, you demonstrate that you're not easily swayed, that you can handle pressure without crumbling. This quiet resilience not only earns respect, but also sets you apart from the countless men who let their emotions dictate their actions. Imagine being in a situation where the conversation becomes tense. Perhaps a disagreement arises, or she makes a pointed remark. Most men would react defensively, either raising their voice or trying to forcefully assert their point of view. A high-value man, however, takes a different approach. He listens, processes the situation calmly, and responds thoughtfully. He doesn't rush to defend his ego or prove himself right because he understands that composure speaks louder than argument. This ability to stay calm under pressure communicates a level of emotional maturity that is both rare and admirable. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can always control our response. High-value men internalize this lesson and practice it consistently. Whether it's in the face of criticism, teasing, or disagreement, they remain composed, recognizing that emotional outbursts are signs of weakness, not strength. By keeping their cool, they not only protect their dignity but also command greater influence in any interaction. The next time you feel the urge to react impulsively in a tense situation, pause, take a breath. Remind yourself that composure is your greatest weapon. Let your response come from a place of clarity and reason, not from fleeting emotions. Over time, this practice will transform the way you're perceived, not just by women, but by everyone around you. In a world that often rewards impulsiveness, the man who can maintain his composure becomes a beacon of stability, someone others look up to and respect. That is the power of mastering your emotions, and that is the mark of a truly high-value man. 5. Active listening. In a world dominated by noise, distractions, and the race to be heard, the art of listening is tragically undervalued. Most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. High-value men, however, approach conversations with a different mindset, one rooted in the Stoic principle of presence. To truly listen is to be fully engaged in the moment, undistracted by internal thoughts or external influences. Active listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about understanding the underlying meaning, emotions, and perspectives of the speaker. When a high-value man engages in a conversation, he isn't waiting for his turn to speak or thinking about how he can impress. Instead, he listens intently, offering his full attention as a sign of respect. This level of focus is increasingly rare in an age where everyone is vying for attention, making it a distinguishing trait. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who can create a space where they feel heard and understood. It conveys emotional intelligence, empathy, and a depth of character that superficial charm cannot replicate. True active listening involves more than just staying silent while the other person talks. It requires maintaining steady eye contact, giving thoughtful nods, and offering brief affirmations to show engagement. But beyond these visible cues, it means being genuinely curious. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this conversation? How can I better understand this person's perspective? By adopting this mindset, you turn every interaction into an opportunity for growth and connection. Consider the impact of asking thoughtful follow-up questions. Instead of reacting with generic responses, dive deeper into what she's sharing. If she mentions a personal passion or an interesting experience, show curiosity. What got you interested in that? Or how did that experience shape your perspective? Such questions not only deepen the conversation but also demonstrate that you're fully present, genuinely interested in her as a person, not just going through the motions of a typical interaction. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our attention and our responses. Active listening is a practice of this principle. By offering your undivided attention, you assert control over the moment, creating a connection that feels authentic and meaningful. This practice not only elevates your conversations, but also enhances your own ability to remain grounded and composed in any interaction. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, resist the urge to mentally prepare your next line. Instead, practice listening without judgment or expectation. Be present. Ask thoughtful questions. Respond with purpose. Over time, you'll find that this approach not only improves your relationships, but also sharpens your own mind. In a world where few truly listen, becoming a master of this art will set you apart as a man of substance, depth, and genuine value. 6. Stoic body language. Before a word is spoken, your body already communicates volumes. Stoicism teaches that mastery of self includes mastery over how you present yourself to the world. High-value men understand that body language is a silent yet powerful form of communication, one that speaks to confidence, calmness, and control. In a world where insecurity often manifests through nervous gestures and fidgeting, Stoic body language becomes a distinguishing trait that commands attention and respect. A man's posture reveals much about his state of mind. When you stand tall, with your shoulders back and your head held high, you project an air of quiet assurance. This isn't arrogance, it's composure. It's the physical embodiment of a man who knows his worth and doesn't need to prove it. Slouching, restless movements, or avoiding eye contact signal unease and self-doubt, while deliberate, steady movements show that you are grounded and unshaken by your surroundings. High-value men move with purpose, understanding that every action, no matter how small, sends a message. Eye contact is another critical component of Stoic body language. Maintaining steady eye contact without being aggressive communicates confidence and attentiveness. It signals that you are present in the moment, unafraid of being seen and willing to engage openly. However, when eye contact is avoided or erratic, it gives the impression of insecurity or distraction. Women, in particular, are highly perceptive of these nonverbal cues, and the ability to hold composed, unwavering eye contact instantly sets you apart as a man of strength and poise. Beyond posture and eye contact, the pace of your movements plays a crucial role in how you are perceived. Men who rush, whether in speech, gestures, or actions, often come across as anxious or lacking control. High-value men, guided by Stoic principles, move deliberately. They take their time, allowing each action to reflect thoughtfulness and intention. This deliberate pace not only conveys confidence, but also creates an aura of calm authority, making others instinctively pay closer attention. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is vying for attention. You don't need to be the loudest voice or wear the flashiest outfit to make an impression. Simply by carrying yourself with composed body language, standing tall, moving with intention, and maintaining steady eye contact, you convey a presence that speaks louder than words. This quiet confidence draws others toward you, not because you seek their approval, but because your demeanor reflects inner strength and stability. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control how others perceive us, we can control how we present ourselves. Practicing Stoic body language is an exercise in self-discipline, helping you stay grounded in any situation. It's about signaling to the world and to yourself that you are unshaken by external circumstances. Over time, this mastery of nonverbal communication will become second nature, allowing you to command respect and attention effortlessly. In every interaction, remember, it's not just what you say, but how you carry yourself that leaves a lasting impression. Stand tall, move with purpose, hold your gaze with quiet assurance. In doing so, you embody the essence of the high-value man, calm, composed, and unmistakably confident. 7. Mastering emotional control. In the philosophy of Stoicism, the ultimate battle is not fought against others. It is fought within. Mastering emotional control lies at the heart of this ancient practice, and it is a defining trait of high-value men. Emotions, when left unchecked, can dictate actions, cloud judgment, and lead to regret. A man who lacks control over his emotions is vulnerable, easily swayed by external forces. High-value men, however, understand that true power comes from within, from the ability to stay composed even when emotions are at their peak. In modern life, there will always be situations that test your emotional resilience. An argument, a moment of tension, or an unexpected challenge. Most people react impulsively, letting anger, frustration, or fear take over. But reacting impulsively gives control to the situation. A high-value man knows that by pausing, breathing, and choosing a measured response, he retains his power. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means acknowledging them, understanding their transient nature, and not allowing them to dictate behavior. Women, too, often test men in subtle ways, not out of malice, but as a means of assessing emotional stability. When a man can maintain his composure under emotional pressure, he communicates strength and reliability. He shows that he is not easily provoked, that he can handle life's complexities with calm reason rather than impulsive reaction. This kind of emotional mastery is rare and, therefore, deeply attractive. It signals to others that you are a man who remains grounded regardless of the storm around you. Imagine being in the midst of a heated disagreement. While others might raise their voices or become defensive, you remain calm, composed, and thoughtful in your response. This stoic approach not only diffuses tension but also commands respect. Emotional control, in this sense, becomes your shield, protecting you from unnecessary conflict and preserving your dignity in the eyes of others. Stoicism teaches that emotions are fleeting and should never be the foundation upon which decisions are made. High-value men embrace this teaching by training themselves to rise above emotional chaos. When faced with provocation, they don't react, they respond. They view each challenge as an opportunity to practice self-discipline, knowing that every moment of composure strengthens their character. To cultivate emotional control, begin by observing your reactions in everyday situations. When you feel anger or frustration rising, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Will reacting impulsively help or hinder me? With practice, you'll find that staying calm becomes second nature, and over time, others will begin to see you as a man who cannot be easily shaken. In a world that often rewards emotional outbursts and dramatic reactions, the The man who can remain calm and composed stands out. He becomes a symbol of strength, wisdom, and unwavering self-mastery. By mastering emotional control, you not only elevate yourself above petty conflicts, but also embody the timeless virtues of Stoic philosophy: strength, reason, and inner peace. This is what makes a high-value man truly powerful. 8. Asking thoughtful questions. Stoicism teaches us that wisdom begins with understanding, and true understanding can only be achieved through genuine curiosity. High-value men, guided by this principle, approach conversations not as opportunities to impress, but as chances to learn, connect, and deepen their understanding of others. Asking thoughtful questions is an essential skill in this process. Not only does it show intelligence and emotional maturity, but it also transforms a conversation from mundane small talk into something meaningful and memorable. In today's fast-paced world, most interactions remain on the surface, revolving around predictable questions and shallow exchanges. High-value men, however, break this pattern by posing deeper, more purposeful questions that invite reflection. These questions aren't designed to probe or impress. They are meant to draw out what truly matters to the other person: their values, dreams, and experiences. When a woman senses that a man is genuinely interested in her thoughts and feelings beyond superficial pleasantries, she feels seen, respected, and valued. Consider the difference between the standard, "What do you do for work?" and a more thoughtful, "What excites you the most about what you do?" The first is routine, mechanical, and forgettable. The second invites introspection and emotion. It encourages her to share a part of herself that she doesn't often reveal. Thoughtful questions like these signal that you are not interested in merely filling the silence. You are interested in understanding who she is on a deeper level. Beyond fostering connection, asking thoughtful questions serves another purpose. It allows you to listen actively and engage with genuine interest. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of being present in every moment, and thoughtful questioning is a practice of that presence. When you ask meaningful questions, you must be prepared to truly listen, not just to respond, but to understand. This level of engagement creates a dynamic where the woman feels both appreciated and understood, something few men can offer in today's hurried and distracted world. Moreover, thoughtful questions shift the focus of the conversation. Instead of centering the interaction around yourself, you place the attention on her. This act alone demonstrates confidence. You're secure enough in yourself that you don't need to dominate the dialogue. You're there to connect, not to perform. This quiet confidence, combined with genuine curiosity, leaves a lasting impression and often makes the conversation one she'll remember long after it's over. To master this approach, practice being mindful in your interactions. Resist the urge to ask routine questions out of habit. Instead, seek opportunities to go deeper. When she shares something, follow up with a question that invites further exploration. Avoid small talk that leads nowhere. Steer the conversation toward what matters most. Over time, this practice will not only improve your conversational skills, but will also sharpen your ability to read and understand people. By asking thoughtful questions, you cultivate meaningful connections that stand out in a sea of surface-level interactions. You show that you're a man of depth, someone who values understanding over performance. This approach, rooted in the wisdom of Stoic thought, elevates every conversation into something more: a shared moment of reflection, curiosity, and genuine connection. And that, more than anything, is what makes a high-value man unforgettable. 9. Confidence without ego. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't seek validation or demand recognition. In contrast, ego is loud, fragile, and constantly striving to prove itself. High-value men, grounded in the teachings of Stoicism, understand this crucial distinction. They cultivate confidence not through external displays of power or status, but through internal mastery. This form of confidence isn't performative. It's a natural byproduct of self-awareness, discipline, and a deep understanding of one's value. The man who possesses this quiet assurance doesn't need to announce it. His presence alone speaks volumes. Stoicism reminds us that external achievements and material possessions are fleeting. They can be lost as quickly as they are gained. Therefore, a man's sense of worth should never be tied to things outside his control. High-value men embody this principle by anchoring their confidence in something unshakable, their character. They do not seek admiration through boasting or self-promotion because they understand that true respect is earned through actions, not words. Ego-driven men, on the other hand, are constantly trying to assert their superiority, but in doing so, they reveal insecurity. Consider a man who enters a room and immediately begins listing his accomplishments, flaunting his wealth, or trying to dominate every conversation. He may momentarily capture attention, but it's superficial and short-lived. Now picture a man who walks in with quiet composure, offers thoughtful input when necessary, and doesn't feel the need to impress. His presence alone commands respect. This is the essence of confidence without ego, being so secure in your identity that you don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Confidence without ego also means being open to learning and growth. An ego-driven man views feedback as a threat to his self-image, while a confident man sees it as an opportunity for improvement. He doesn't cling to the illusion of perfection because he knows that true strength comes from continuous self-betterment. This humility, paradoxically, enhances his confidence. He's not afraid of being wrong, and he's willing to admit when he is. This openness makes him not only more approachable, but also more respected by those around him. When interacting with women, or anyone for that matter, this distinction becomes particularly important. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude genuine confidence, but they are quickly repelled by arrogance. High-value men allow their actions and demeanor to speak for them. They don't rely on grandiose words or overt displays of superiority. They are comfortable in their own skin, and that comfort creates an environment where others feel at ease as well. To cultivate this quiet confidence, focus on internal growth rather than external validation. Practice humility by acknowledging that you don't know everything and embrace the process of learning. Detach from the need to impress and, instead, aim to be present, grounded, and authentic. Confidence rooted in ego is brittle, easily shattered by failure or criticism. Confidence rooted in self-mastery, however, is resilient. It thrives regardless of external circumstances. In a world obsessed with appearances and status, being a man who doesn't need to prove himself is revolutionary. Confidence without ego isn't just rare, it's magnetic. It allows you to move through life with grace, strength, and humility, embodying the very essence of a high-value man. 10. End with grace. How you conclude a conversation is just as important as how you begin it. High-value men, grounded in Stoic principles, understand the subtle power of leaving on a high note, ending with grace, composure, and purpose. Conversations, like all things in life, have a natural rhythm. Recognizing when to conclude a dialogue before it becomes stale or forced is a skill that not only leaves a lasting impression, but also demonstrates emotional intelligence and self-awareness. The goal isn't to linger in hopes of saying the perfect thing. It's to leave at the right moment, leaving others intrigued and wanting more. In a world where overstaying one's welcome is common, knowing when to walk away sets you apart. Many men drag out conversations, driven by the fear that ending too soon might diminish their chances of being remembered. Ironically, the opposite is true. When you exit a conversation gracefully, with confidence and calm detachment, you leave a stronger impression than if you had stayed too long and risked diluting your impact. By ending things at their peak, you create a sense of intrigue, a lingering curiosity that keeps you in the other person's mind long after you've left. Stoicism teaches us to detach from outcomes, to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This applies perfectly to how you end interactions. You don't need to force validation by trying to prolong the conversation or secure a guarantee of further engagement. Instead, you accept that you've said what needed to be said, and you leave with quiet confidence. This kind of ending reflects a deeper understanding of Stoic detachment. You are not chasing approval. You are content with how things are, trusting that what is meant to continue will do so naturally. A graceful exit also involves acknowledging the value of the interaction. Whether it's a brief compliment, a sincere thank you, or a warm smile, leaving with kindness ensures that the memory of the conversation is positive. However, avoid overdoing it. There's no need for grand gestures or elaborate goodbyes. Keep it simple, respectful, and genuine. A high-value man doesn't need to cling to the moment. He leaves with calm assurance, knowing that his presence alone was impactful. Imagine this. You've just had an engaging conversation, and you sense that the energy is starting to wane. Instead of scrambling for more things to say or nervously extending the dialogue, you smile, offer a thoughtful closing remark, and leave on your own terms. This act alone communicates self-control, emotional maturity, and respect for the other person's time. It also signals that you value yourself enough not to linger for validation. Such an ending leaves behind an aura of mystery and strength, qualities that few possess but many admire. Practicing graceful endings requires mindfulness and restraint. It's about trusting yourself, recognizing the flow of conversation, and knowing when to step away. Over time, you'll notice that ending with grace not only enhances your interactions, but also builds your reputation as someone who is poised, composed, and deliberate. The ability to conclude a conversation with dignity is a rare skill, and it reflects the very essence of a high-value man. A man who, guided by Stoic wisdom, leaves behind lasting impressions without needing to force them. In every interaction, remember, it's not about saying everything. It's about saying enough and knowing when to walk away with grace. By mastering this art, you not only elevate your conversations, but also reinforce the Stoic principles of calm detachment, self-assurance, and intentional action. Leave her thinking, not because you stayed too long, but because you left at exactly the right time. That's the power of ending with grace. Conclusion. Mastering the art of conversation, especially through the lens of Stoicism, isn't about following a rigid set of rules. It's about cultivating a mindset of calm, confidence, and genuine connection. High-value men don't seek approval or validation through their words. They seek understanding, depth, and clarity. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, emotional control, purposeful speech, thoughtful listening, and quiet confidence, you can transform every interaction into a meaningful experience that reflects your true character. Remember, it's not about trying to impress others or being someone you're not. It's about embodying timeless values, presence, respect, and inner strength. When you learn to detach from the need for external validation, you'll find that conversations flow more naturally and respect is earned effortlessly. The goal isn't just to be noticed. It's to be remembered, not for flashy words, but for the quiet, steady presence of a man who knows who he is. If you're serious about not just improving your conversations, but also elevating every area of your life, the path of Stoicism offers profound lessons in personal mastery. Start by applying these principles one interaction at a time, and watch how they reshape not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. If this resonates with you and you're ready to dive deeper into developing your mindset, refining your confidence, and mastering the art of living as a high-value man, consider subscribing to the channel. By joining this community, you'll gain access to more insights inspired by ancient wisdom, designed to help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment about which principle spoke to you the most, and share this with someone who might benefit from it. Let's continue this journey of growth and self-mastery together. Stay grounded, stay confident, and above all, stay true to yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.